Menteri Rambak ke Jelau, Conrad ke Sama Ulong, baka sarkar Jelau kelas ngau, baka rai ke sakau peding ban pelat ya ke jeka ke sik sidul ha ke Jelau, keempat biang, baka sarkar ke dawa biang na ke sakau peding, badanya kendu yu Menteri Kampu Iyeng Keri, ban ai ya ke jingeda, ni ban pelat pura ya ke Jelau na ke Citizenship Amendment Bill. Haba Pynksan ya ke jingkyrshan ke Agatha ke Sama ke MP ke NPP, Natura ya ke CEB. Conrad Ulong baka CEB ke barim bat ke bathamai ke Yaper. Ulong bah ke CEB ke barim kamdan AA ke jingeda gerpang. Henry hakini ke CEB ke bathamai labsu ik kendon ban pelat kum ki ceka ke sik schedule bat ke badan ke ina lain permit. Henry ke jela kadang kwa syu ya ke jingeda ke bapura bat ke baklan. Nakaliang Menteri Rangba umsim nak kren syai la ke sarkar kan dawan ni man petrikam de ke ina lain permit ha jela.
We have been opposing the CAB since last year. And if you recall, last year when this was brought in the form that it was brought last year, we were concerned about issues that were related to how infiltration might take place in the future and how this bill would ultimately lead to a lot of Hindu Bangladeshis coming into our state and to the northeast region in the country as a whole. So one of the major issues that we faced and we were concerned about really at that point in time when the bill was being passed in a very fast manner was really the future of the region and the infiltration that could possibly take place because of an act like this or an amendment like this coming in. This particular issue is an issue that is even now a big concern among the people. And a lot of people are worried that the CAB will pave the way for a lot of infiltrators or illegal immigrants or Bangladeshis, Hindu Bangladeshis to come in. Once these amendments were made, I think it was made amply clear by the Home Ministry and the Home Minister himself in a number of discussions that took place that the cutoff date is 2014, which means that there is no question of any future impact of any kind of demographic change in the region, which means that the fear that people will continue to come into the region does not arise by the fact that this cutoff date has been put in and it has been made amply clear that only applications and cases before 2014 are going to be addressed in this particular amendment CAB, and so there I think a lot of our concerns were addressed to a large extent. Second, we had stressed on the fact, and this is after a lot of consultation with everybody, is that we were concerned about the fact that how states like Meghalaya and the rest of the tribal states can be insulated. And earlier, if you recall, there were no provisions at all in the bill to have any kind of specific insulation for the tribal states and the states in the northeast in general, and that was a big concern for us. Once the amendment bill again was redrafted, many provisions were inserted in it. Many points were inserted in it, including areas which mentioned that were under ILP, areas under the 6th schedule. The fact that any kind of application that will come in will be something that will have to be approved by the state government, by the Deputy Commissioner first, and only then can it go further to the Government of India. So I think all these aspects and facts were not there earlier. And when we had met the Honorable Home Minister the first time as a delegation from Meghalaya, all these factors were not there. And that is the reason why, not knowing what the government had in mind, we were very clear on our stand that we are opposed to the bill the way it was put in 2016, and the way it was tried to be passed in 2018 in the Rajya Sabha, 2019 in the Rajya Sabha. And this was the scenario then. Once these provisions were put in, we have felt that the government has taken the concerns of the Northeast seriously. They have put in all these provisions that are there that are going to insulate to a large extent, a large part of the Northeast and many states, to a large extent in the Northeast as a whole. So keeping these factors in mind, we feel that government has done its part in addressing a lot of concerns. In that line, yes, Agatha has supported, but we have been very, very clear that we want more provisions to ensure that more insulation is done. Did not be done along with this bill, but there are many ways in which Government of India can give more protection to the people of Meghalaya and the Northeast as a whole. And after discussing with our cabinet colleagues and everybody, we have decided that we will approach Government of India, we will approach the governor, number one, to clear the Meghalaya Resident Safety Act at the earliest, and at the same time, as a cabinet, we've decided to go and strongly and meet the Honorable Home Minister and apprise him of the situation and urge on him that more strong measures in different forms that may be available in different states needs to be taken for the state of Meghalaya also, to ensure that more protection can be given to our people. When we went to meet the governor, to meet the Honorable Home Minister, we did not know any of these provisions, whether he will accept or whether there will be any provisions that will insulate the state of Meghalaya. Once we met and once the bill came out, as I said, we realized that our number one concern about the fact that will Bangladeshi people from the Hindu religion or other religions, the non-Muslim religions, will they continue to come into the state? That was addressed by the fact that no, 2014 is a cutoff. Any application that is pending now are the only ones that will be looked at. And I can tell you from our state, there are hardly any applications of individuals who want citizenship who are from Bangladesh as we speak right now. Hardly. There may be 1, 2 or maximum 3 such individuals. So therefore the question of many people coming into the future does not even arise, because those applications will not be acceptable at all. So that issue was addressed by the Honorable Home Minister after we met him, realizing that there will not be future impact of this. As I said, only the applications and the people who have applied before 2014 may be considered, and that also depends on the state government whether we approve or not. So the complete power lies with the state government. And the Honorable Home Minister said in that meeting, and of course it came out in the bill also, that the scheduled areas, 6 scheduled areas in the state of Meghalaya will be exempted. So when we saw these kind of steps taken and these measures taken, we felt that the government has listened to our suggestions, has done at least some steps to protect us. We want more, and our MP was very clear that we want more protection must be given. But then what has been done is been appreciated, and that's the reason we took that stand. See, number one, there are two points to this. Number one, that most of the areas in Meghalaya are exempted from this. Most, I should say. The number 2 point, which is very, very important to note and for the people to know in general also, is that the power lies with the state government eventually. Number one, of course, the issue that the applications, there are no question of any new applications coming in. It will only be the applications that were there before 2014 that are going to be entertained. So that means that in Meghalaya, there may be 1 or 2 applications, as far as my record shows, that applications have come in.